Ursa Warrior.
Hansken and now onto Era, so there won't be too much of a chase there, but it started off pretty decently as NIP now split up. Era on his own, but he'll manage to get away as Super gets the Shadow Strike down to Hansken. Maybe with a stun from FY will find this. He goes to the bounty rune, he doesn't manage to. No! He doesn't even buy his bottle!
He did not manage to pick the
Bane of Pain going for 2 in Shadow Strike, and you know, without Flat Cannon, this Gyrocopter has to get in close. Use Rocket Barrage. Super blinks forward with 2 more hits. He'll get the kill here. Limp having to try and regen up, but it'll still tick over. Looks like the tangos for now keep him alive. He's close. Oh man, down to 3. Does this regen him up enough? It's getting close. He does die. He does die in the end.
Tower is under attack.
That's a big kill for Super. Now Bottle and nearly Brown Boots.
And if he actually, you saw there was a chicken, right? If he actually microed the chicken towards him, and he had 10 creeps around him, like the damage that Puck took there, with the fact that he was DK'd twice.
FY. For a strike, yeah, and they're gonna get another kill on Limp here. Super will take the last right click. Killing spree 3 minutes into the game. 1 kill a minute for this Queen of Pain so far. How do they do that? Do they stack Ancients for him on the way to rune spots? What's the plan here to get Limp back in?
I mean,
because now he's gonna die again. With a Sonic Wave, Super just blinks forward and says good night.
Stop.
Limp needs to watch out a bit more. Like, right now he's just like feeding away these kills, and you know it's gonna snowball too hard where Queen
not too far away from his Blink Dagger. Down at bottom, what are we seeing? Actually, Fenrir nightmared up, but Era looking for the Fury Swipes. The Casket bouncing between them all, and in comes Super. Scream out. Seal Kit does drop. Sonic Wave, is it available? 5 seconds until we've got that back up as Puck does look to turn back around. How's dead, but Super now on the aggressive. Looking for Jonas to heal up. Hansken doing a great job. Super did have the Sonic Wave, but doesn't throw it down onto the Puck because he fogs him. Maybe now. Maybe he looks to re-engage. Maybe he cleans up. But he's not actually going to commit into that.
Speaker was still on cooldown for like 2 seconds. Way around. You want to get the upper hand. You want to get the kill, and Puck can definitely do that.
Oh man, how? Are you going for this? Limp does have Rocket Barrage and cooldown. You need to throw something. He turns around and it's too late. He's already demolished by How. Hansken. I'm not sure what a lonely little wisp can do against the mean old Lifestealer. He does TP in, but now gonna have to back
Radiant's
up.
bottom tower is under
while
attack.
Ice this entire time with his golden tombstone, farming up creep wave, jungle camp, and applying so much pressure onto this top tier 1 with the catapult wave.
Need to get that Roche. I really feel like they have to abuse the fact that they have an Ursa and
their die side
and their Enrage Cook got a buff, right, in terms of Roche potential. I'm not entirely sure if the ultimate is. Oh my god.
Super, that's what you were talking about. Snowball mid, get up to top lane. All it needed was a Sonic Wave. They clear up the tier 1, down at bottom, what are we seeing? Dive onto tier 1 of the Radiant as Fenrir, with his heal, does manage to survive through this Era, maybe not so lucky, does get the stick charges, but Ice is here to clean up. Doesn't have a tombstone for another 30 seconds, he's also pretty low on mana, and Seal Kid with a Nightmare back will slow the advance until Fenrir swaps it back onto himself, though the Undying doesn't have too much to give except the massive wallop of a nuke from Soul Rip.
And I feel like they dove the Witch Doctor there with 3 heroes.
And didn't kill him.
And the casket of Witch Doctor was level 3. It literally just bounced between them. The way they initiate the fight is they need to know that they have to like get the casket off them as soon as possible. You can't just dive a tower and expect to just take a kill and walk out.
Isn't too shabby. 3.5k, 11 minutes in for an aggressive trialing isn't too bad. It's just the difference there is Andy dives behind tier 1, Super godlike as FY now. 1 more hit, Hansken bottling through. The Sandstorm is just enough to bring him down, and Super making sure that Seal Kid doesn't get a little too handsy with FY.
FY might actually go on.
Oh, blink forward, Burst Strike, and Seal Kid! He's gone, the Tombstone's dropped in Era now in the right spot, Jonas. You Dream Call, you do, but what else is left to give? Level 3 in the Orb and 3 in the Waning Rift, but you've got no way of getting in. You've got non-move damage, and then if you're in, there's no way to jump back out and escape. And it looks like Super says, okay, well, we know that. Taking down the Puck and now Era. Ursa chasing down Super. If we can get this kill, it's, you know, a whole ton of gold, but Queen of Pain blinks out and looks like she's just peachy. As Era now turns back to FY. Limp with the Rocket Barrage doing a decent amount of damage. Fenrir, 1 hit kill on the low HP Ursa, and this is an absolute rout. Ice outlasting everyone. The homing missile maybe does ding him and takes him out in the end as Limp looking to man up against Fenrir. A couple of good kills there for MIP, but they lost so much in the exchange.
I mean, before these 2 kills happen, right, you're sitting at a 17-2 advantage. Not even looking at the items. Right now, all lanes. But, yeah, like we mentioned, something happened in early game, in mid lane.
Oh yeah. Seal Kid
easy
just ceased
pickup.
to exist. Taken out by the Blink Stun Infest as well. I fully agree with the way that the draft of NIP went. Wisp and Gyro,
Dire's
they obviously had
middle
a
tower is
plan
under
for that.
attack.
They picked up the Ursa as last, but the Bane and Puck, oh man. Oh man, Ursa. FY with a mega kill streak now gets taken out in his own jungle, but the Bane pick there,
Dire's middle tower
let's say it
is
had
under
been,
attack.
you know,
Doesn't have much vision
Yeah.
at all. And bottom lane,
relocate into the back. Ice with a tombstone down, kills Seal Kid as he now tries to run himself away. Huntskin taken out by the Death Ward as the cast bouncing back and forth. Era and Lip both caught in a pretty rough spot as Hal is looking for the wraparound. Era slows, turns to fight, maybe now the Sonic Wave, and Hal manages to keep himself healthy as 4 are dead. Era respawning into death. Really no escape for
Dire's
him
bottom tower
as
is under
VG
attack.
23-4, 17.5 minutes in. GG, well played is called as NIP tap out in game number 1.
you can just hope that NIP, like, you know, takes it easy. See this as an opening, as a warm-up match, and hopefully, like, you know, like, don't kill coming up into the second game.
Yeah. Well, that's it, guys. Game 1 over. Pretty rough for NIP. Zoe, Cap, what did you think?
I mean, not much.
Enchantress.
Ball for Tiny Woods. Then it gets very dangerous, right? And bottom lane, we already see a
Oh man, they're just running into each other. Super and Hal here, the two range heroes now get caught by the call and avalanche. Super dropping low and will be your first blood as Limp takes that with the axe. Era now on the aggressive. Seal Kid launching out these arcane bolts, but they won't be able to chase down FY. A few more right clicks out as IO this time. Hanskin, NIP, they win the first engagement and they get themselves a bounty rune. So Bottle straight off the bat for them.
he has a pretty good lane for an offlaner, right? Like, he is again in a scenario that I think Broodmother loses at least.
FY denies himself to Roshan as Limp was walking in there looking for the kill. A great little scuffle there with Seal Kid, managing to get concussive
Dire's
shot out
bottom
as top
tower
lane.
is under
Ice,
attack.
Jonas, the TP in, Limp looking for the chase, not going to get the call. And Ice with those brown boots will manage to get himself away. While the loop in from Seal Kid, concussive shot could slow down Super enough here with the avalanche and toss. Era still holding on to it, waiting until the last second where they will finish off that. No, the TP from FY stops them in their tracks. The final projectile from the west finally brings down the TA, but Era this little bit of space. They know that Tiny Wisp can turn the tides. They can get things done, and they can potentially win the game with those two heroes. Now mid lane Super, and here we go. Era looking for the kill onto the TA. The refracting charge comes back up and stun on 2. FY with a big earth spike, and Super does not manage to get out. Wisp doesn't get taken down. How? Sonic Wave across the wall. Tiny Wisp, no matter how hard they work, they still get taken down. Limp with a dunk. The Lion pays with his life as that awful projectile from Fenrir floating across the
It's
screen
neither fair nor foul.
finds a double kill for himself.
That needs to make something happen. He can just sit there and abuse the fact that he's free from mid lane.
FY, he's here every single time. Super okay, gets tossed back into the creep wave and will drop. FY, even with the earth spike, not saving his teammate. How does make the TP rotation in, but he's taken tier 1 at top. He's been farming freely, and this is something that I was looking at while Ice was running into the jungle. What are BG getting in exchange? And they're getting a hell of a lot now. Ice Ravage onto 3. The relocate did come in, but he still gets dunked down. There's no follow-up there as, you know, just as I was saying, FY had TP'd mid, as had Hal. There was no real way to react to what NRP were doing there.
And this is very important actually for NIP. The kill for the axe is almost securing him the blink dagger so he
Dire's
can set
bottom
up
tower
and play
is under
that aggressive game. They need to be the ones pressuring first. Given the fact that they have the wisp, they can so they can follow up with a relocate.
Look at FY and Fenrir though, they found Seal Kid in the back. They smoke through the raiding jungle and they'll finger of death. The poor old Skyrim. They are getting a trade though. NIP are looking for the tier 1 Satyr, going to try and blast them down while Hal TP's towards mid to the tier 2. Clarity going through. 4 members of VG though are down towards this bottom lane. Reacting, I'm not sure whether they want to try and save this tier 1. It's something we mentioned in game number 1.
Radiant's
They're very
bottom
good and
tower
very
is
sort of
under
stoic about,
attack.
okay, we take your towers and we'll come back and defend ours. And that's what they're doing right now. Blink call Limp, they weren't expecting this, and Super gets caught on his own ramp. And no, the dunk misses. The mech comes in from Ice, they save him as Hal in the back line now. Finds the Iron and cleaning up Limp. Sure, he's silenced. Okay, he's slow, but he's got a haste. He's going to chase you all down. Seal Kid does not have a lot of armor, does not have a lot of HP. The Mystic Flare through the refraction does nothing whatsoever as VG clean up 3.
Damage that we would take where obviously Super is playing great with the refraction. He sees the
They don't have mana to Ravage. Ice doesn't have it. If he did, this could be a destructive fight for VG, but instead Super looking for the trade-off. Era chase down, one hit does take him down, and Limp trying his hardest to get the call onto that TA. Where's How in the back lines, taking down Seal Kid, but Limp has found the trade-off. 2 for 2 in this little engagement, but How wants to clean up. The Wisp comes in and heals, and now actually called up. Can't get the Sonic Wave and taken out. Limp double dunk. Fenrir, the Enchantress. Where's your backup now, buddy? You've got no one to save you, and this might be a great fight for NIP. Hanskin, okay, stunned up with Fenrir launching out one projectile. He's surviving through it. Doesn't keep him alive. That was incredibly close. The question is, where's Brood? Brood is not a part of this fight. She's not getting any kills for experience. She's pushing top and buys herself a Dagon. So in the end, VG get 4, they lose 3. A little bit of map control goes the way of the Broodmother, and she is getting a lot of farm, but she's not fighting. Oh, you're basically in your own base, dropping Limp now, blinks forward to call onto Fenrir, but Ice perfectly timed Ravage! The relocate comes in, but Ice with a plays. They try to bring in Hanskin, not quite enough damage, as now FY stuns out Era. How finally joins the fight, takes down that Wisp, and Limp is silent. Nuke down, the impetus damage to the Death Slater from Super, finally bringing him to his death. Era left here alone, high and dry, chased by 5 members of VG, and this is going to be tier 2 tower, maybe even pressure into tier 3, and I see your camera move, and it's over to the Broodmother.
Like my point earlier with the Guardian Creeps, is it really that, do you get really that much from that item? Top lane.
We're going to find How here for now. He's not moving as he gets healed up by Ice, turns back around. Now the Rebs comes out, but Era pops the BKB. Hanskin nuked into oblivion, tossed onto How, where he does actually die, but to find the rebuttal. He just pops How now, looking to try and turn things back onto Era. Dagon out of FY, but he's got the Glimmercade to escape, and Tiny, where does he run? Where does he hide? Because How is turning back onto support. Seal Kid chased down. They will find that kill. Looks like Tiny did kill the Lion off in the end, at the back, and NIP, they're not giving up without a fight. Where's the TA? Super trying to come in and clean up. There's no real escape. The Tiny, he's going to run, but How is called. He's caught. Super is now walking in here with the Enchantress. Can they clean up? Can they find the exit kills, though? Because Limp as BKB doesn't have mana to TP just yet. He's going to be looking to hide himself in some little nook or cranny and make his way out. Blinks over, and Super, again, we come back to the fact he's got no mobility items. He's got no catch or chase, and that's going to be Limp escaping, and that's a great fight for NIP.
Definitely lose here.
I'm just still waiting to see VG actually combine their team composition together. Because fight after these Ravages, okay, now they've found Limp. There's the Ravage before he pops his BKB, and they kill off the Axe. That's one hero though. Actually, Relocate comes in. Era and Hanskin both looking for the turnaround, but the super call. Great from Limp, catches out the TA, and one dunk, he's down. FY is caught in the crossfire. And VG, too big for their boots as they overextend a tiny bit, looking for that one kill. The buyback, obviously, from the Axe does allow NIP to do it.
And one thing
The Death Slater and How with the damage out, but FY is going aggressive here, gets the Hex on the left, they found the Axe, he doesn't have buyback, he's already used it and will get taken low. Ice with the Ravage, not going to catch Era as the BKB is up, but that's your initiator gone. 110 seconds on the Axe is Super. The minus armor, the damage output, and Fenrir with a long range impetus. Era, does he actually die here? He's low HP by the fountain. Racks have fallen though, that's the big deal, and Broodmother hasn't found an opening on top lane.
And that just to me looks, it just feels like a very, very sloppy play because they've seen them walking in towards that bottom lane.
I was looking up top of the spy lane and thinking maybe there's something, but Jonas gets dropped. How? Will get tossed up into the air by Era, but Super chasing impetus and Deso hit, finally killing off that Wisp, and now 4 heroes dead for NIP. There's no way back. Era does have a buyback. The Broodmother follows suit, or maybe Era follows suit. Yep, there we go. Double buyback, but no supports, no overcharge, and no tether. With VG, 3 heroes alive, they're going to double rack them and maybe even more.
I'm not entirely sure what just happened, just because I feel like they just stabilized in the drawer. Like you mentioned, he can also still potentially sell the Gams and, go for even more physical damage. He could pick up a Scotty or something like that.
Ice, he's found Wisp and Tiny. Hanskin dead. Fenrir finds the impetus, and Era, can they slow him down enough? They just not with the end of the Shivas. Limp does blink in with the Mystic Round Item, so going to bring him low and potentially just take him out with one more swipe of Era's big old branch. And Limp now, though, in a pretty rough spot.
Nature attend us.
BKB and can TP. The damage output shouldn't be enough here to finish him off. Oh, man in the back, though. How has found Era? He's got no TP, and that's it. 120 seconds without your Tiny. How, fair enough, uses BKB. He just wanted that kill. incredible call, Mystic Flare, Broodmother with the E-Blade Dagon. You know, you try and catch out Howl, possibly. But
Radiant's
Super is going to be
middle
difficult.
tower
They do
has
bring forward to him, and that's going to be one of the most difficult targets. He does drop, though. Left taken out of the fight. Howl links forward to the BKB, can play as aggressively as he likes. He knows there's nothing
Dire's
left. He knows that
top
Lip
barracks
cannot
are
get
under
back in here.
attack.
Now Blink is off cooldown, jumps forward into the creep wave. Super once again found it, but it's all too late. Damage output not coming for IP. 4 are dead. Skywrath last man standing, and your throne is crumbling. GG well played is called. VG take this series 2-0. And IP both put up a pretty damn good fight in game number 2.
Definitely. I mean, I guess one thing you can say, the start of the game was still around the same, right? Like, you still had a winning Vici gaming here. On all lanes, pretty much, they were superior. One thing to mention is that Vici kind of took the game too easy, and you could see with what I was mentioning, the first Ravage that actually was used kind of like the common way, right? With a dagger into the Ravage, you set up a kill, you get that kill. I just feel like it gave them the pressure. At the same time, where NIP